It is officially the first day of summer here in central Victoria, Australia, with a maximum temperature of 14 degrees Celsius and a minimum of 6. The sun is rising at 5:58 a.m. and it's setting at 8:28 p.m. So we've had a very cold start to summer, and as I said before in the previous video, it's been a very cold spring, which has been good for the plants. So I'm finally planting up this area with some seedlings. These are rose campions. I'm hoping they'll survive. And I do have 3 of this one, but only one has survived. It's called a desert hollyhock. And if I can get it to grow, it'll do really well here. They don't need a lot of water. So I'm really hoping it survives. I've also planted some geraniums that I grew from seed here and here. There's rose campion planted in a few different places. Here's another lot. I believe it takes a couple of years to flower. Here I've got Shasta daisies. They are establishing and they look healthy, but they are taking their time. I'm wondering if the cold weather has meant everything's been a bit slower. This buddleia is flowering and it's going to be a pink one. I believe this is an Ito or Ito peony. And this is a new salvia, and it's starting to flower again. Just have to remind myself to keep a slow camera pan, because the last video was much better. But then now and then I forget. I thought these two were Angel's fishing rods, but I'm not too sure now. The Roseanne geranium is coming on. It was very small when I first put it in. These transplants are establishing nicely. This cotton lavender especially. Yeah, I must look up what this could be. I don't think it is Angel's fishing rods, but the little flowers are pretty. The flowers on the blue fescue grass look really cute. Helga. I forgot to point out two grasses up here. More of the blue fescue. I transplanted them in my weeding video that I did of this whole area. This is a miscanthus, and it's growing bigger every day, which is lovely. And I put in this grass recently, and as usual, what it is has escaped me. But it's got shades of just very subtle pink. So I think it's gonna look really good there. The echium is getting bigger, and we've got some poppies growing feral over there. This smoke bush has really been affected by the winds. It's kind of flopped over, but I might just leave it to find its own way rather than staking it. There's been a big change here. Last video I was considering taking down the fence that was here, and I decided to go ahead and do that, and my husband took the fence down, and I think it makes the box hedge really more of a highlight. So we really like that decision to take the fence out. You can see the smoke bush from this angle has flopped over a bit, but I think it'll find its own way up. I really like this succulent, and I know a lot of people don't like it. I think it's called, is it called Dragon's Heart? I'm not sure, but, or Purple Heart. I do like the little flowers that it gets. You can see our chimney is smoking because it's so cold. We've got the fire on. First day of summer, and we've got the fire on. So there's the hedge. Looking really good without that fence. And the callistemon will also be hedged up nicely as it grows. A couple of changes here since last video. This is a new rose. I did have a rose in there that I think has died, and I found this rose, which is a thornless rose, at a nursery, and it has really nice blousy perfumed flowers. So I couldn't resist, and I've planted it there, and I've been giving it extra water. I did transplant the rose that was there, and I've given it a lot of water, so we'll see if it survives. I cut back all these snapdragons. The oak leaf hydrangea is continuing to slowly flower. I'm going to move these white snapdragons, and I'm going to plant yet another Sunday phrase hydrangea there. I just think I really love hydrangeas, and I think one might look really good here. In the very back, under the ladder, a hosta is going to flower. The hops has grown all the way up and down again. This lemon, I think, does need a bit more water than what I've been giving it. So I'll try to add more as we go to get it growing, because it's a bit of a slow grower. It's a Maya lemon. Lemons apparently don't like competition, so maybe it doesn't like all these nasturtiums, but they are staying. Those forget-me-nots continue to flower. I'm surprised at how long they flower. I didn't realise. They've gone from late winter to all of spring, and now we're into summer. More forget-me-nots here. This oak leaf hydrangea is really putting on a lot of growth. The sweet peas have just about reached the top, and my moonflowers are growing slowly. They don't like the cold. So I think we are about to start to heat up finally. So I think they'll like that. I've got a Hercules hydrangea under the sweet pea. And it's hard to believe that they get big because it's slow growing, it seems to me. So I've got a blank spot here, and I think I'm going to put another Sunday phrase hydrangea here, because we all have three then. 3 hydrangeas: Hercules, Sunday phrase, and oak leaf. This rose is doing really well after I cut it back all the way to the ground. And it does have a perfume. That's the Scandi bed. The Tuja continues to grow. The camellia will need some reshaping as we go through the summer, but it does hold its shape quite well. Really happy with the snowball viburnum, how much growth it puts on. And my calendula, these ones I planted from seed, and they are a variety of different colours. So I'm looking forward to them flowering. My pots with the buddleia are starting to flower. My propagated candlelight hydrangea is putting on some good growth. The pink Sunday salvias are looking quite pretty now, especially the ones over here. Yeah, they're a very pretty plant. And then we have this jungle filled with foxgloves, lots of sunflowers, most of which are volunteers, a buddleia, a oriental lily, Sarah Bernhardt, that one is. These related to a thistle I've forgotten the name of. They have the balls come up of blue and white flowers. I think that's a white, and I've got a blue in here. My gardenia has gone a bit sideways, but looks healthy and has already had 2 flowers bloom. I got high hopes for this pot with this canna, but they did get hit by the frost and they're still recovering from that. Got breadseed poppies about to bloom, especially around the front garden. More sunflowers. I need to cut these snapdragons down like I did over there. My sweet peas are filling the air with perfume. I'm not deadheading them. I do want them to reseed, and I do want to give the moonflower a chance. There it is, to take over. Another Sunday phrase hydrangea. And the gomphrena has been suffering in the cold too, I think. That's a peony. And my cafe au lait dahlia is promising a flower very soon. Another breadseed poppy about to flower. I'm loving this hydrangea, my white ball hydrangea. Doing really well, but the heat is about to come, so it might sulk a little. The Magical Revolution takes a long time to get its flowers happening. And the candlelight is doing well there. Now here I have some gomphrena and I have some Lysianthus seedlings there, and one here and another one here. Now hopefully they'll survive because they've taken forever to get to that stage. My gomphrena here is doing the best of all. I'll just quickly scan over this long bed, which looks so much better than what it used to. Still needs some work, but it's definitely getting there. Here's a box that Rex destroyed. I transplanted some snapdragon seedlings here and they're all turning out to be a colour I'm not sure about. Sunday phrase hydrangea there. Evening primrose. Snapdragons that need cutting back. Sunday phrase hydrangea, and the achillea is flowering. These totally tangerine GMs do not disappoint. They keep flowering. And as I've said before, with all the purple, as they grow and fill out a bit, I think this will be a nice space. So some achillea up here, here, and here. I've got some pomegranate. There was a pomegranate here and some has grown back, but I'm just keeping it there because I might use it somewhere. The Love in the Mist is a volunteer, which I've kept there. I've just started doing the irrigation system for this long bed. There's another Sunday Phrase hydrangea. Yeah, so that's my next project, doing that irrigation for that long bed. Okay, this bed has really filled in. And I finally finished the irrigation. I just have to replace some rocks with some wire. But the irrigation is done and it works. So this is a Sunday Phrase hydrangea and it is doing really well. I've got several black and bloom salvias, hebe, lots of catmint and seaside daisy. Dusty Miller, another hebe. This is a dahlia, Bishop of Landgraf, I think. And it was around in the long garden, but I moved it here in early spring and it's looking better than it's ever looked already. And it's promising flowers soon. Last season it would bud up like that but wouldn't bloom, so I'm hoping that moving it to this spot has fixed that. These cannas are looking really good. They were hit by that late frost we got, but they've bounced back. I believe this is a pink buddleia too, and it is going to flower soon. I have some Asiatic lilies here. I've got cosmos growing everywhere, which I'm leaving mostly, but I probably need to thin some out. More achillea looking really good, and some floppy delphinium. In here I've got my crepe myrtle, which is a young sapling, and and I surrounded it with, okay, I had to stop filming because I ran out of battery. So what I was saying was I planted a lot of zinnia here around the crepe myrtle and also straw flowers, and then we got that late frost and a lot of the zinnia died, but there's still some doing well and others might come back, so we'll see. And I also planted some cleome there and here. Some cleome has died, but I think I'll have enough. The breadseed poppies are really big here, and we have one that has bloomed. And aren't they pretty? So this area will look really nice when they all bloom. I think this is a helianthus, and it's doing really well there. And the achillea is flowering here too. There's going to be a lot of purple here between the achillea and the breadseed poppies. The hollyhocks are flowering here and over there. More rogue cosmos, aspirea, sunflowers that I actually planted. These are giant Russian, but I don't know if they'll get giant because I left them quite late before planting them out. This is where the cosmos is supposed to be. I can smell this buddleia. Really big blooms. I'm going to have to cut the buddleia back because it's obscuring my path, which goes in here. And it's grown very tall, taller than me now. That hebe is looking really good and making me change my mind about hebes. Very pretty. And another cleome here. Wow, the perfume of the buddleia is beautiful. There's this Sunday phrase hydrangea, doing really well. The climbing rose there is still in flower. It's having a good year this year. This is my pile of buckets, which I really need to move. Bit of an eyesore. More snapdragons needing cutting back. Yet another Sunday phrase hydrangea. And these are my cone flowers. Sunflowers. Hollyhocks, and I'm really pleased with the Russell lupins, which just continue to flower. These ones are pretty much spent. I planted some thyme, creeping thyme, and I believe it is going to survive. This one in particular. So the idea is that the creeping thyme will fill in between the stepping stones. My cornflowers are a bit wayward. But they still look good. And these poppies are really pretty. More breadseed poppies here and here. This comfrey is really big this year. The nasturtium here are surviving. And there's the lupin, looking really good. Wow. They're a bit out of view or blocked by the sunflowers. I might edit that for next year. Hollyhocks. It's a bit of a jungle. Here's a breadseed poppy. It's a small one. The soil is obviously better on that side because the poppies over there are huge. The pestimon's looking good, and I've got some more here and here, and these foxgloves are much shorter than the ones at the front. Okay, this is from the front. The lavender there I think needs some more light. The shade bush, the smoke bush is shading it out a lot. The forsythia likes it there. This ivy geranium is flowering a lot now. Won't be too long and I'll be able to cut the lavender back, I think. I love how the euphorbia maintains its structure for a very long time. This magnolia is doing really well, putting on some growth. Another ivy geranium. This is the rose that has died back. Anyway, I transplanted it from the back here and I've been watering it a lot. So there is still a little bit of green. So maybe it might come back. Not a lot changing here. I've got some more rose campion. And this buddleia is finally taking off. It's taken a while. And this rose needs a really good deadheading already. So I'll do that soon to get more of the beautiful perfumed flowers on it. And that's the first day of summer, 2025. Freezing.